Hello, everyone. This is the Flutter Boring Show again. This is me, Philip, and Emily.
Hello, welcome.
Yeah, welcome to the Boring Show. Emily is new in the Flutter team, but she's been writing Dart code for a while. She's she's a compiler engineer, right?
Yep.
So today we are going to finish what we started the previous episode. And we are going to add animations because that's one thing that people are asking us.
And you always need a compiler engineer to show your animations.
Exactly. That's what we needed. um, so, but first, the obligatory Flutter Boring Show is about 1 hour long. It's about doing stuff and then having problems and then fixing them. And all is recorded, nothing is edited out, basically. And this is because we think that it's more interesting and more educational to see us fail and to see all these things that you wouldn't normally see in an edited video. So
Long form live coding.
Yes. We really like the feedback that you're giving us on YouTube. There's a bunch of questions. We're trying to answer them like on YouTube in the comments, but some of them we want to kind of highlight here as well. So let me just quickly see. Oh, so there's many questions about Google Maps, which are not supported as a widget in Flutter yet. It's coming, so we don't really have much to comment on. What we know is there is a
There's a open source leaflet maps where you can embed maps into your app. That is currently working. There are some demos online. And then the Google Maps, people are hard at work here. So hopefully very soon.
Yes. And just to be clear, if you want to show a map like as a different activity, that's possible. But yeah, we get it. Like if you probably want your maps to embed in things, and that's what we don't have yet. Another question by Muhammad Fareza was about unmodifiable list view, which is something that I'm using heavily in blog and in many other places where I'm like, we have a stream of lists of articles, for example, right? We don't want the consumer, the view, to be able, even though like we trust ourselves, right? But like we don't want people to be able to modify the list that we're publishing through the stream. So that's what unmodifiable list view is for. It's what it says on the tin. It's unmodifiable. So you can be pretty sure that people will not mess with your data if they're listening to your stream. That's the only reason. If you're like, for example, prototyping, you don't need to worry about it really.
Just a regular list view is totally fine.
Yes. And last but not least, there's the Shubham Soni asked about like, okay, blog is neat, but there are things happening inside the blog that I might want to know, like for example, showing a progress indicator while I'm loading something, right?
Yeah, because the problem with block is it's abstracting away all that information about, it's trying to get the information and now it has it. It's just like, here it is to the view. So
yeah, so that's what we're gonna do today. I think because we're going to talk about animations anyway, and because that's a really good thing to have when you're loading stuff, to have animation. We're going to try and in the next hour to do just that. Last thing, I want to show off something that people are not maybe like, people assume because of how Flutter works. It goes like directly to OpenGL that accessibility is not really supported. It is. So I just want to show here that if I turn on the accessibility mode, and I'm not super familiar with how that works, but if I If I go,
Red-
no,
Menu. End of field.
yeah,
Voice search.
this is one of these things where,
Home screen
okay.
5.
So I'm going to open the Hacker News app here. It's a Flutter app,
Hacker News.
but as you can
Flutter.
see,
Why
it
nobody
works
ever
as
went
if
to car at the
it's like, oh,
No
everything
tap
is
to activate.
there. So it actually reads out things. I can go here.
Advanced plastic bags. New
Buttons
stories.
work
Tab
and
2.
are accessible and
Double tap
all
to
that.
activate.
So
And if you've been watching the show, you saw that we did nothing. Well,
yes.
Philip and Matt and Andrew have done nothing, basically. It's all came built in out of the box, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that everything will be just like this easy, but yeah, like if you're using buttons and if you have text there, that's going to be accessible. And this is because of, again, a widget that's called Semantic, I think. So like if you're not super excited about like how accessible your app currently is, just wrap it in wrap things in semantic widgets, and that's gonna be helpful. I'm going to spend some time trying. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna power it off.
Lock screen. The screen off.
Okay. So let's get coding. So we have the app here. So let me just quickly, we have now two screens. If we click here, we have new stories. If we click here, we have top stories. We can still open them. We can still click this button and get to the actual article. And I think that's about it, right? The cool thing is it's created in blocks, so the UI code is really just like, if I click on something, it's going to just take the block, take a sync, and add a new event on the sync, and that's it. And then things happen at the background. And then over here, over where we're showing the stories, we just have our stream builder, and we're listening to the articles that are coming from the blog. So it's pretty simple. So we want to work on the blocks a little more so that we actually show, so you are able to build a circular indicator or some kind of indicator that we're loading things from the network. Because otherwise, yes, it's hidden in the block, so it looks like here it's pretty obvious that this is not the greatest user experience, because see, like, I don't know what's happening. I clicked on it, and sometimes it just takes a long time.
There's a little lag.
Yeah.
Because it's the network. And
Yes. So we want to make that visible. All right. So
we want to expose a stream to do that, so that people can be like, is it loading? And we'll just put an event in the stream that says, hey, a loading event has started. So the view can be like, anything that wants to display loading is happening, it can do so. And then when it knows to turn off, there'll be another event on the stream.
So do you want like a stream of bool? Okay, that's
Yeah, I figured
yes.
you don't need anything else.
So we need a stream of loading, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a stream of bool, and it's, again, as always, it's backed by a behavior subject, so that if you subscribe to that after the fact, it will immediately give you the latest
The
value,
most recent value.
and so now we have this is loading subject that we need to populate with things. So when we first start, get articles and update, right? Mm-hmm. So yes, we need to actually, where's this? Okay, update articles, and then update articles actually,
It's doing the thing. So I think what you want is, you can say, just before you make the request, you can set, add a loading event, aka put true in the is loading stream.
Yes.
And then when you're done, you can say false.
So I think I should put it, so get article, so let's put it here.
Mm-hmm.
So is loading subject at true, and I should add the seed value to false, just to be to never return null.
Yeah.
And then when we're done, article subject. Oh, okay. So here we can do basically.
Yeah. I would do it after. Not that it really matters, but like
Yeah. No,
it's
all right,
available, really done.
at false. Okay. So nothing happens, obviously, and now that was quick. So one thing that I'm gonna do also is I'm going to change this to async thing, because
Oh
wait here. Do I need the IDs? Oh no, okay. You don't need anything. And then because what I want to do is also await a little bit more, so like future delayed, something like, just to have a little bit, because you're gonna be doing this awesome animation, and
but
you want at least 1 second of.
But I can code that because like I can when we're coding the animation, I don't have to use the stream yet. I can just like have it always visible as we're.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't
Okay.
make our data any slower than it has to be.
Okay. So all right. So we're done here. I'm going to push it to GitHub, and you go.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So before I add the loading indicator,
Yes.
I did notice a one little bug in the code currently. So when you go over to new stories, it updates, but
Yeah.
the buttons don't change.
Yes.
Like it still looks like we're always on top stories, which is kind of weird.
It is.
So the way to fix that is in this, basically we have our current index and it's always set to 0. That's kind of the problem. And so we have this, it's a stateful widget. So we can store the current index, and then when we update our the sync that we are, or sorry, the stream that we're listening to, we can call set state to be like redraw
Yeah.
that little
Which leads us to a juicy topic of like, so why have a block if you have a state over here, right? And I think that that as a distinction, like this is actually UI like state. To me, that's like, this is not the state of the app. I mean, like we could still have it in a block somewhere, but this is something that you are totally fine to just have there.
Yeah, it's pure UI state.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Whereas other, like in theory, we could, the Hacker News API is a read-only API, but if we're write-only, you could have state like, hey, I marked this as red, or even you could have local caching where you could mark it as red. So
Right.
you don't need to write. But but this is a pure like notifying the buttons and just the view. It has nothing to do with the data that we're getting. So
Yeah.
so to do that, I'm just gonna add, and let's start with 0.
Yeah.
And we'll set this. And then it should be just a matter of calling
Yeah.
state. And you guys have talked about stateful widgets and calling set state and all that.
I think so. I mean that. Yeah. If you're watching the 5th episode of this, and I think you're advanced Flutter Ista. Okay. Cool. So we added this little set state there. Oh, cool. Very cool. All right.
So now, also you'll notice there's like a little bit of an animation that goes on there
Yeah.
too. The text grows and it changes
Yeah,
color.
and that's implicit, right? That's
Yeah,
just
yeah. That we get that out of the box. Yes. So, okay. How about we all? So I wanted to talk about like custom animations, but for talking about like out of the box stuff first, maybe we can talk. We can subscribe to the
Is loading.
is loading
Yes.
stream. I'll use like the progress indicator, and then I can swap it out for something we can
Yes,
from there.
yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. Okay, so just for starters, I'm gonna stick the is loading the progress indicator just up here. Just, I'm sure there could be a better spot for it, but we're developing. So let's just stick it in a leading thing. Progress indicator. And progress indicator needs nothing. Why is it unhappy with me?
Oh, circular progress indicator, I think, because progress
yes.
indicator is an abstract
Okay,
class.
is abstract. Okay. Oh, look at that. Okay, so now this should just like be
Load
there
forever?
or not.
Maybe it's there, but can you make it white? Oh. What?
Wait, hold on. Background. Try background color.
Oh.
Well, that looks great.
Yeah.
Okay. What's
going on?
here?
Let me also look into doc circular progress.
I swear I've used these before.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what I like to do when I get lost? I look in the Flutter source.
Can you just for the hell of it, make the top bar or nav bar, what's it's called, app bar, white, to have it a white background? Just like if I have a suspicion that it's there, but we just don't see it.
Do you want me to change this?
No.
They're both white. Oh, because it's blue.
Yeah. And I don't know why.
We
Okay,
can't
with
set
the
the
background color, I don't know why the background color didn't work.
Yeah,
The
that's
of
a
the
little odd.
progress. Anyway, so
Okay, so now we have a forever spinning thing. That's not very useful. But I will. This is a little distracting. Let's take this out for now. I can't be like, okay, so I'll just leave this white for the time being. So now what we want to do is from the block say like if it's there we will have this progress indicator, and if not then we'll just have like a spacer or container or something. So now that I just removed that, we can say widget.block.isLoading. And let's see. That is. Oh, we need a stream builder. Okay. So let's just pull this out into another widget because this could get a little unwieldy.
yeah.
Let's see. Loading info.
That's by the way something that we haven't done before. Is create a new widget. So that's great. Yes. So,
yeah. So I basically if I just feel like it's getting nested too deeply, it's time to pull some pieces out.
Yes.
So I'm using Visual Studio Code, and there's this pretty handy shortcut. If you just press ST, you can stateful or stateless.
Oh.
And so in this case, we just need a stateless widget. So bam, it does all that. What did I call that?
Loading info.
Thank you. Too distracted pointing out features. Okay, so now we want a stream builder.
Yep.
Just get rid. Why did I? I'm full of useful things right now. Okay, stream builder. And stream builder is going to have our stream,
Yep.
which is that is loading thing.
Which you'll need to provide, I think, in the constructor of loading info,
Oh,
because
thank
we don't have that.
Yeah, because we got it. So stream bool is loading.
Oh, okay. Yep. You could also just like provide it with the block itself, but you know, this is probably
So yeah, what is best block practices? To send the whole block or to send just the information that a widget
well, for
needs?
this, I think you're right. Just the information. Although, if you know, at some point, this one is fine. At some point, many of the widgets that you will be building are going to need more than one of the streams.
Yeah, for sure.
And then it makes more and more sense to have the block there.
Right.
I think.
But just
But
generally
this
speaking,
one, like this small one, is fine with just the stream.
yeah. But generally speaking, block pattern.
Yeah.
Is it?
I
what's
think most
good?
like what I've seen is you really pass the whole
The
block
whole block.
everywhere. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, and okay. So this dot is loading, and it doesn't recognize stream because I guess we haven't imported Dart
Yeah.
Sync.
Yeah. We're early in the development there.
Imagine a world without futures. No. Okay. And then is loading.
Cool.
And okay, so now we pass our builder. Build context. Async. And this is a bool.
Uh-huh.
And snapshot. No, thank you. Okay. Wow. Okay, there we go. Okay.
IDs are super helpful.
Yes.
Um,
So now we're gonna say like, is it currently true? And so there's let's see. If snapshot dot. Well, first you could say it has data, but since we've seeded it, it always has data. So we should be able to say
yes,
data.
hopefully. Yes.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So let's see. If it is loading, then we want to return the circular. Nope. Circular progress indicator.
Uh-huh.
And then else we can just return container.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yes, that should.
Yeah. This sounds great.
Okay, and then I will construct because I don't think we're passed in. Yeah. Widget dot block dot is loading. Okay,
Okay.
so we just hot reloaded. Ooh, yay!
Okay.
Error.
Yeah, that's what we want on this show. So, what's going on? Boolean expression must not be null.
Oh, so maybe it was.
So yeah, that's I think what
Your
happens is
subject.
that the async, so the build method, because it's I think it's called before
Before it's constructed.
the
block is constructed
well
potentially.
before the next like event loop
Mm-hmm.
when the stream
When it-
has the like
when it's been
yep,
seeded.
yep.
Okay.
So yeah, you have to
Snapshot dot has data and
Yeah.
snapshot dot data. Okay, let's try that. I'm just gonna clear that. And
oh
bam.
works.
Bam. Okay. So now we have a very boring circular
Yes,
progress
yes, that
indicator.
works. That's awesome.
And let us write something interesting. So we could have like, we can build a custom loading animation. And since this is Hacker News, I I know that, well, okay, backing up. So there's a package called Font Awesome Icons for all the Font Awesome icons.
Yes.
And there is a Hacker News icon.
Oh.
So we could build something using that. We could do like a little pulsing thing, or like growing in size, or like spinning. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. That's great.
okay, so how about, so let's see, I have to look up the latest version of Font Awesome. Or I guess technically our pub people are going to be unhappy with us, but you could just do this.
I know what you're going to do.
I'll look it up. I'll do the correct thing. Done! No. I'll look it up. Font Awesome.
It's okay. I wouldn't.
Yeah?
Yeah,
No?
it's
No?
fine. It's
Okay.
fine. Just Annie.
Okay.
So what I sometimes do is
Mm-hmm.
I just put Annie there. This is even more radical, but yeah, I put Annie there, and then like if I'm lazy,
Mm-hmm.
I look in PubSpec log to see what it got to me, and then I use that. Anyway, so that's one way to do it.
Okay.
So properly we would go to pub.dialect.org. We would find
Find
out
the
what's
version.
the latest version and
Yeah.
put that there, right?
Yeah, because the problem with this is, in theory, Font Awesome could update its versioning and it could do a breaking change, although in this case, very unlikely. And then our app, our users of our app would be like, what gives? It doesn't work anymore. And you're like, but I didn't change any code. And
Yes.
So, okay, so we have sketchily imported Font Awesome or pulled down the package.
Why?
Porque no.
Is it not there?
Let's see. You said pubspec.lock?
Oh, is it? Wait. Font Awesome.
Oh, is it Font Awesome Flutter? I think it is.
Oh, okay.
I think. Let's try that.
You know what? Maybe.
Maybe I should actually
I'll,
search.
So Font Awesome.
Although it is interesting, it didn't warn us.
Yeah, that's weird. So that there is actually there's two. So one is Font Awesome, and it's the CSS framework thing. So you have the CSS framework one, and then there's Font Awesome Flutter, and that's the icon pack available as
Okay.
Flutter icons.
Okay. And since I've been looking at the lock, now I know the version number. There we go. Everything is
there-
above the board. Okay, so font. No?
Okay, something's weird. Is it just slow to update? By the way, is this your development box, Emily?
No.
No.
I do not normally develop on a MacBook Air. This is for compact development.
Yes,
while traveling.
yeah.
I normally develop on a
Right.
on a desktop. So you might see the hot reload might be a little bit longer than normal.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that's like three seconds. So I was like, I wanted
Yes.
to
Okay. So
highlight that.
yes, this delightful laptop is 6 years old
Yeah.
and
Not
a
meant-
MacBook Air.
Yes,
Uh,
not meant for development.
Yeah, because I was holding out because I didn't know if this newfangled like more RAM thing would catch
Oh,
on.
okay,
So
okay.
I'm waiting for it to pan out. No, okay. So what the heck?
It's
Okay.
weird because pub get is fine.
Yeah, it didn't complain.
Yeah.
Let's just, when all else fails, copy paste. Oh, so now you're happy.
Oh wow, that's weird. Maybe there was a typo. Anyway, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
Okay. Meanwhile, like people on YouTube are like, you typed it wrong. Okay, so that's there. That was not supposed to be time consuming. So let's just like stick the icon there for starters, and we can do stuff with it. Icon.
Oh, so you can actually use it with the icon, which I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's-
that's
oh,
cool.
and let me show this. Okay, so that, and then I think this is gonna be white, so I should change.
Back. Yeah.
Yes. Just get rid of that. Okay, so now when it. Oh,
What was happening?
Oh, okay. Because we can't hot reload because we added a package, so we need a hot restart. So this should work. Now if we no.
Do you need to like add assets or something? No.
I don't think so.
Installation.
I'm just gonna full restart just for runs.
Sure. Oh, you're logic. Oh, yeah.
I'm just like fresh starting.
Just looking at this looks like everything. Icon. Font awesome icons. Dot. Hacker news. It feels like it's kind of there, but
yeah.
it shows something.
Come on, MacBook Air, you can do it.
Yeah, you can hear it like.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay, look. Boop. There's the little Y Combinator.
Oh,
thing.
okay.
Okay. So now, just for development's sake, I'm gonna get rid of. I'm just gonna always make it there so we can see what we're developing.
Yes.
So there's Hacker News Square maybe. Yeah, let's try that one. I think it's like rounded. It's pretty. Yeah, little rounded corners.
Oh, okay. Wow. Nice.
Okay. All right. So to start, we can like fade in and out.
Yes.
Do you think, or do you want to like do grow or rotate?
Well, since it's gonna be like short, hopefully, maybe fade in and out may not be the greatest thing to show.
I mean, so we can set how fast we want it.
That's true.
To,
Yes.
So it's
yeah.
all within our control.
Yes. Yeah, let's do fade in out.
Okay.
That's something that seems useful. I'm not sure if it's useful for loading, but definitely useful for many other things, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm envisioning like it like kind of pulsing. It's like,
Okay. Yeah,
but
that makes sense. Yes.
yes. Inwardly, some designers are watching this. They're like, "What are you doing?"
No. Right.
This is why no one hired me as a designer. Okay, so to do that, there is a, I think it's called like fade transition. And so you can just wrap this. I'll do that. Wrap fade transition. Okay, and fade transition, basically it says like I'm gonna fade in and out on this thing, or fade one direction generally, and then and you say like it takes this animation of opacity. So okay, there's a couple parts of animation.
Yeah.
There, generally speaking, there's this animation controller object that is going to be driving the animation, and it will tick between values 0 and 1 in like decimal values. And so what we are going to pass in, so for this animation, this opacity thing, we're going to pass in this little stream that says like, at this moment, this is the value that I should be animating, and it'll go tick, 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 tick.
Yeah.
So I want to add a controller. So maybe I'll make this a stateful widget. So okay, there's yeah. Let me just type and then I'll explain in a second.
Yeah.
I can't type.
No, so yeah, I'll try to talk over your typing.
Sure.
So what I think we need to do is to make this a stateful widget. The stateful widget I think needs to mix in a class that makes it like conform to vsync, basically making it run things or change the animation control thing. I'm probably not saying the right thing, but basically it makes it around 60 frames per second, and then with that we we will have our ticker basically, right?
Yeah. So at a high level, with let's see, is it animation ticker?
Try ticker, and it should.
Ticker provider state mix. Okay. Yeah. So there's this. I'm gonna construct a controller. Animation controller. And so override. Controller equals. This takes the this ticker provider vsync. So vsync basically it's keeping track of whether this widget is in view or not, so that Flutter doesn't spend its energy animating things that are not actually visible.
Right.
So by adding this mix in, we have just said that we are a ticker, and so we can kind of increment between these frames. And so when this widget is visible, then it will try to animate stuff. And then we can specify the duration. So again, just for debugging, let's make it like really slow. So duration, and I could spell 3 seconds. Okay. Oh, great. What did I do?
You probably
I
need to
have restart because I init state. Yeah. Yes, because init state is only run when you restart. Something else. Okay, hold on. Let me just clear this, and because I had too many errors. Oh, I haven't hooked up. I didn't hook up my. This requires to have opacity be something, and I didn't finish constructing it.
Oh, okay.
So opacity is.
I think you're one parent off.
Oh, jeez. Thank you. Controller. Okay, so there are if we do more complicated animations, you can there might be like your controller would kind of direct the overall set of animations, and you could have multiple animations in there. And so you could specify in here, you can create this little animation thing that would say like, so for fading is maybe only 1.5 seconds, and then something else is 2 seconds, and so it gets compiled together. But since for this it's all one for now, yeah, we can just pass that in directly. Okay, and right now we I'm not even sure if that's so. I think so. Now we need to like have this controller do the thing. So you can say controller dot forward. So right now we're doing it always. We're not saying if you have data. So we're just going forward. So it should just go from nothing to fade into view over a course of 3 seconds.
Ooh, okay. I wasn't even hoping. Good. That's awesome.
Okay. And then, so even like if we wanted, so forward produces a ticker future. And so when it is done, this is the quick and dirty thing. We won't necessarily do this for reals, but then you can say, then when it's done, you can say controller.reverse. And so then it'll fade back out.
Oh, okay. Let's try that.
So, okay, maybe I need to do a hot, let's, in, and then out.
And out. All
Okay,
right.
maybe I'll make it a little bit faster. Okay. So that's that. But what would be cool is if I was thinking if we had like kind of a couple and they were like flashing at different times, kind of like
Wow. Okay.
pulsing.
All right. Yeah. Sure.
Or
Go for it.
Or we could we could like make it grow. Do you have a preference?
I wonder what's more interesting for like what's more used out there in the wild.
Yeah, so
the two ones that would mean like basically like staggered animation.
yeah, so basically there would be if we want to have it like grow, it's kind of more just it's kind of like your more standard widget building things. We would wrap this fade transition in say I think there's like a
Scale transition.
yeah
Yeah.
transform. Well, the scale, or you can. This is a little more like if you want to do the lower details, but skin transform.scale, and then you can just do all the things.
Right. Right.
If we have multiple and we want to have them like offset, that gets into a little more of this thing, like controlling this animation stream. And so, the way we could do that is we could. Basically, so we didn't get into tweening at all. Basically, let me jump into animation controller. So, animation, where does it talk about tweens?
Yeah, by the way, that's something that I read about like once in every 3 months,
Yeah.
and I always forget. Like, there's tweens, there's animation controller, and I'm forgetting about at least one other thing.
Oh, tween Flutter. That would be useful.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh no.
Yes, this is.
No, I wanted the actual
Oh, the class.
class definition. Tween class. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. So this is like used if you, Homer was talking about if you have multiple pieces of animation and you want one to be only part of the full thing because your controller is the full thing. So your tween is saying, I want you to go between these two ranges of values. And then animate also takes a duration, so or like an interval, so you can say within this time.
Right.
This
Right.
time.
Right.
So
But I think the interval is like from 0.5, for example, to 1.0. It's like the part of the whole animation. It's not
yes,
the
it's a
duration.
fraction. Yeah,
Right,
it's
yes.
everything is always 0 to 1, and
Yes.
you have to like
Yes.
scale in your
Yes.
head. So I think the I think we could do either. I think the having like two animations that are kind of playing off each other might be a little more challenging, but we could do it. Do we have time, or do you want to do the easier one?
Let's. You know what? So before we do that, should we look at how you're using the animation? Is that how you would like start it and stop it?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me like. Yes, because I took out the whole. So, oops. We want to say if we have data.
So Emily is waiting for things to happen in the stream builder when there's new information coming from our block. So she is, and when there's new data, and then she runs the controller. So she runs the animation from 0 to 1, and then she uses it for the opacity. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna make this time even shorter because it's now not. It goes by really quickly. There's a couple things we can do to show more. So I just made it 1 second. That might not even be, but okay. So you barely see it in there. It's like.
Oh, okay.
So how about what I can do is I can like bump all the values up. So controller is going from 0 to 1. What if I start at like 0.5 and up?
Right.
But I have to clamp it because it'll be mad if it's like your opacity can't be more
What
than
about can we do it so that when the transition stops, I mean when we say loading false, can we say, okay, so controller go back? No, controller go. I mean, to just like to continue with our little animation to the bitter end, even though we're already there. Maybe I'm not sure if that's.
So that would be take out this future thing. It's possible that if we're too fast, we're not going to see a whole lot either. But what we can do is so if return controller.reverse. So this is saying like start the animation when we are loading, and then if we get the update event, then we fade out, and the fade out event has the.
Oh, okay.
It
Yeah,
might
what I
still
meant,
be
what I meant is so first we can like guard, so like if snapshot does not add data, just like do the container, and then we know that snapshot has data, and it's either true, which means we are just starting to load, or it's false. And so if it's true, we start the controller forward and not do anything else. And if it's false, if it's false, I thought we would wait for the animation to complete and then reverse.
So that's what I had originally written with the then. The thing is, we are getting it's completed animation it's completed event in the stream so quickly that we don't get to finish it.
Right.
So you're saying don't process that event in the stream builder until we're done? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I think what you're doing is basically if either the snapshot has no data, which only happens at the start, or if it's false, which means like we stop loading, you immediately return the container, which basically removes everything. So
okay, we could have this always return that fade transition. Else. So we're always going to have this. This is always going to be there.
Right.
It will. I think this is effectively gonna look the same.
Right.
Because we're gonna get that event quickly. What I was gonna say is this is another.
Do it your way, because I just realized we would have to like, do what you wanted to do, because that sounds more reasonable.
Yeah. Okay. What I was gonna say is this is kind of a hack, but we could say here I'm gonna go back to the container thing because we want it to go away when it's done. But you could say. Let's start at 0.5.
Wait, you can do that?
So, yes. So we're gonna have, so this is, now we have to do we have to get, this is returning animation controller, and we need the values of this. So we want to do, I think we need to do tweening.
Yeah.
So tween from 0.5 to 1, and I think to animate controller.
Oh, yeah. That sounds...
I think.
Yep.
I think that's all. Oh, we have to name them. Begin. Okay, let's try this. So this.
That's fine.
Our whiteboard's attacking us. Okay, so now it's like it starts a little bit
Yes. Okay.
stronger, but
Yes.
again, it's because we're too fast. It kind of again, if I take this out, we can see the full.
Yeah, it's gonna crash though, right? Because snapshot is maybe not. No,
we
okay.
don't use it.
Oh,
so,
cool.
this is just dead code, but we'll go away. So it's gonna stay there when we in this case. Okay, so it's.
Oh.
And actually, I just realized I've been changing this, but I don't think I was doing a hot restart, so I think it's been slower than 1 second.
Oh, okay.
So I need to do the hot restart because init state doesn't get run when you do a hot reload. So okay, that's a little faster.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
So okay, so tween is useful when you want to do like from somewhere to somewhere instead of the full thing. Like for example, if you basically you're changing the curve, right?
And
so-
you can also so right now this is like basically a linear tween. We're just going 1.5, 0.6.
Yeah.
You can also, I'm pretty sure in here this animate you can say there's like curved animations, so you can kind of like rather than going march towards 1.0,
Right.
you can kind of do these sorts of angles. I think there's a page that
Yes.
has like there's like
ease in, right?
yeah.
So these are pretty. So if you go to flutter.io/tutorials/animation, that's where you'll find all these things, and that's a really good read. And as I said, I read it once every 3 months. So for example, with the opacity, that's something that I just learned recently, is that opacity, if you go linearly, it'll look nonlinear to us humans because for some reason we see it differently. So like they use like the real
Circle.
animators and real designers would use something like is in or is out. I'm not sure which one. But yeah, so it helps to familiarize yourself with the non-linear curves because these mostly seem like more interesting and fun to watch for people.
Do you remember what the who defines ease in, ease out?
Ooh, okay.
I can.
That is curves.
Oh, curves. I was doing curve. That would be why. Curves dot ease in. Okay. So now, we need to. Let me just controller dot reverse because otherwise it's always going to be there, and that is problematic. Okay, so we're ending
Right.
at 0.5, but we go. No, what?
Yeah, because we're not doing anything. Oh. No, you know what? Are you waiting for the...
Oh, I'm not. Haha, good call. So, dot then, parentheses. They're fun. Yes. Oh, and this is dumb. Okay. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Phew.
nice. Yeah,
It's-
yeah.
You can see it was not.
Yes.
Cool. So, what next? Do we want to do?
No, I think we're
good?
I think we're on time,
time?
or overtime,
Okay.
which is great. So we the app looks as it looks. It's still not great, but you know what I'm trying to say. It kind of has all the bells and whistles that we kind of envision it to have. It needs a lot of polish, but that would be I think watching that would be even more boring than the boring show level is. So what I think is gonna happen for the next episode is we're going to shop for other ideas to look at. For example, we had a lot of people are asking us about things that wouldn't really fit into this particular. Oh, you're making it orange, awesome. To this particular app. So we might want to start or like even just modify an existing app live, but not this one, right? I'm probably just because I'm a neat freak. I'll probably like make a last commit to this,
Sure.
not televised, that is going to at least make it functional as of Hacker News readers, because one of the things that we don't have still is we're not actually asking for the latest top stories or the latest news stories. So now you're only reading like five stories always, right? But at some point, I think it really looks good. Like just by the orange thing, you made it.
I made it
way better.
kind of Hacker News
Oh,
themed.
nice. How did you get the?
You just set the theme, primary swatch.
Oh, deep orange. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's great. So yeah, see that's awesome. And then we have the loading indicator. We have some elements of block. And
Add some
everything.
like drop shadow.
Yeah, all these things. Yeah, for example, if you click on the thing, it just says story, which is weird. And yeah, there's a bunch of little things that could definitely get.
That could
get
be
better.
easy. I think.
Yeah, totally. That was very easy. But
Article. I'm gonna fix it while you talk.
Okay. No, I was gonna end now.
Okay,
So
okay.
thanks for watching. Please, if you have any questions about animation, Emil will be there answering it for you. There's some other stuff that we talked about, and we're happy to always answer them. But more importantly, if you have ideas of what app we should be building next, so that it gives us a lot of options of things that you care about to talk and to implement, then yeah, please put it in the comments. All right, thank you for watching.
Thanks so much.